Turner. You already know we back better than ever, man. More than the coach. We got our guest,
Coach Brown. Coach Brown here.
Man, we happy to have you here today, B, man. You know what I mean? Got to get you back, bro. On the show again, bro, so we can talk a little basketball, talk some coaching.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's been a long season, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just want to jump right in, man. How you felt the year went, man? Season over, smoke clear. How you felt your season went, man? You, as the head coach of the team, how you felt about that?
Yeah, of course, as a competitor, you want to win a lot more games, but as a coach who is growing, I felt it went all right. As I have players who's growing, I felt they have opportunities to grow, you know, and they have a good future ahead of themselves.
Yeah, I can see left a lot of wins on the table here, man. That's some wins that you could have brought home, man. Like, whoo! You know what I mean? I know just going back, that's like, dang, you know, like, man, you looking at 8 or 9 ball games, you could have, you know, that could have been to the house, to the crib, man.
Most definitely. Those are the ones you lose sleep on, you know, trying to get better. But, you know, trust me, they frustrated you. They 10 times, 100 times worse on the coach, you know. So,
I didn't watch a lot of games with Vanderbilt, man, but the games I did watch, man, they were chicken. You know what I'm saying? Them guys fought hard, and that's definitely a testament to you as a coach. And I kind of look at it, you know, compared to the situation I'm dealing with at Illinois as well, man. It's a lot of young guys. And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get those young guys motivated and understand, like, you know, we lost a few games down the stretch.
Learning how to win.
Yeah, just learning how to win. That's the hard part. I go back last year playing against Vanderbilt in a football game, and we pretty much beat them in all statistical categories. You know what I'm saying? And we just didn't finish with the win. Why? Because the young guys didn't know how to finish. All right. So what's your if you had to reevaluate yourself or maybe go back a little bit, what would you do different to teach those guys how to win down the stretch?
it's not, losing is not technically a bad thing in the long run, because they have that feeling that it's not a good feeling and it's going to fuel them to not to want to feel that way anymore. So all these things was a learning block.
Right.
And of course, with my scheduling, I could have did my team a favor, you know. But as a young head coach too, it's a learning lesson. And you try to when you coach and you try to remember yourself as a player, how you want to be, and you know when you want to play against that elite competition. But now looking back at it, as a head coach, you want to make sure you work your boys up to that point to learn how to win, instead of learning how to win against some teams that have been together for a long time.
Right.
So, I mean, when I hear when you first talk about, yeah, your boys were scrappy, those kind of comments that kind of eat at you, because, you know, you want to be known as playing hard, but you want to make sure you can execute too. And just, you know, some moments we drop the ball and it all falls on me. So, you know, just making sure I go over some late game situation things when certain people are in the game and certain people are in the game. And again, learning lesson for the coach, man. And I own it.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit. Coach, then I'm gonna ask you too, man. Like, so what shows the outside of what a good coach team is? Is it the execution, or is it the kids playing hard as hell?
You gotta be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Cause you don't want to overplay the hard your ass to a loss.
Yeah.
Cause you can do that. You can be playing so hard and put yourself straight to an L.
Yeah.
That you don't understand the execution.
Right.
You could have fought back. You could have been down 10. That hard work fought you back to tie the game up.
Yeah.
Now we a minute left. You got no TNP. That's time in possession. No, now it's time not to fall back. Dial it off. We up 2. We're 32 left. I don't need you playing as hard. I need you playing a little more smarter now. So you got to be able to implement both of that into your recipe.
It's a happy balance.
Yeah.
You want to be playing hard, you want to be playing smart, but balance it out. Because if you get too high on yourself, you got that opposite effect. You're going to get too low on yourself. You always want to make sure you have that even keel emotion, but ready to ramp it up in a competitive way, you know. But, you know, I thought that we got too down on ourselves sometimes when things went south. You know, and we stayed down there, and then we took too late to ramp it back up. And again, that's all on the preparation of in practice and controlling those emotions that happen. So I mean,
yeah, you deal that we deal with young gunners too. You see what I'm saying? We coming in like a lot of 14, 15-year-olds. And I told people a lot of I don't do age when I do sports. You want to line up, you line up.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. He's 19, 20. You up against him, you play hard. But you can show. Immaturity can show. You know what I mean? When you dealing into, because they coming from playing the 8th grade season of 20 games. Now you trying to play 34. You know what I mean? 2 games a week, tournaments here is a big difference. You know what I mean? So
and make sure the viewers, of course, Coach Brown, former head coach of Vanderbilt Catholic. You know, my roster could consume just mostly freshmen, sophomores, and you know, had a handful of juniors. And like you were saying, young, playing an 8th grade schedule, normally winning, and now you're jumping right into varsity basketball playing against some of the top teams in the state. And that could be daunting at times.
It could be shocking. But you're just learning as you go, and we all on job training, you know what I'm saying?
And the mindset you just said, like, hey man, I don't care how old you is. That's how I am too.
Play hard.
But as a coach who governs the whole team, you have to
chop it up. You know what I mean? And if I'm an assistant on that team while you chopping it up, I'm over there cooking it up. You know what I'm saying? You chop, I'll cook. I'm gonna let them know, man. We ain't scared of nobody. We ain't ducking no wreck when we come out here on this court. I don't care if we playing against X, Y, and Z. And that's the mind frame you were saying earlier about the hardness and the toughness. You know what I'm saying? If I'm down 30 and 40, I'm not giving up. I'm still trying to get a steal. I'm still trying to get the extra rebound. You know what I mean? And in the area around here, a lot of people was tuck and tail, and they're not just this school, that school, that school. A lot of teams was young this year. But a lot of kids finally realized that they didn't know how to win. You've been running the TPR, All-Star, and all that, but you really didn't know how to win. And it showed at Terrebonne, it showed at Ellendale, it showed at the HL, it showed Vanderbilt, it showed that we got to start learning how to compete and leave the entitlement shit at your house and come here every day and work.
It takes consistency. If you are married to your consistency, the wins are going to come. You know, you feed into the highs or you feed into the lows. You know that you have to not give in to those temptations of the success or the pitfalls. You got to just keep moving forward on that road to success. So and that falls on the coach.
Can it be taught? Can it be taught? Or can it be bred? All of that bread. You know what I'm saying?
On the coach and developing.
Some shit you coming through from a kid. You know what I'm saying? Or is that just something I could teach you when I first meet you?
You have to show it. And that shows you the culture or an atmosphere of what you put forth in practice, what you put forth in the locker room, and how you address the kids.
So the coach laid that foundation. You gotta have that foundation.
He said the biggest thing, you gotta be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Because it's both sides of the spectrum. It's winning too much, and your kids get a big head. You always gotta keep them humble. You know what I'm saying? Just when we started 0-0, we was grinding, you know, in the lab, like, you know, it's hot in there right now. Just that grind and that effort, we need to see that even if we 10-0. You know, so some kids, they'll get big headed, man. We got this. We talked about it last time when Coach Robinson was on, man. We went to the state championship in basketball. A team that we beat Westgate by 30 points. And we ended up losing in overtime to them in the big step. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because our head got big. You know, when we wanted to turn it on, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? Just the same thing at the bottom.
And we preach.
You gotta keep working.
We preach a lot that you know, kids gotta be coachable. We never look at our coaches gotta be coachable. True. You know, and like I said, we maintain a good atmosphere and a good culture that anybody that walk on the street and look like,
this is a coaching. And I was telling somebody today, and when I tagged into the coaching clinic, you know what I'm saying? I never coached, you know, in the level y'all boys coach. And I told people, man, when I started coaching AAU basketball, I was going to coaching clinics. I was spending my money to go to coaching clinics and hear what Cornell, Scott, and all these boys could tell you. I'm walking in coaching clinics. I went to about 6 or 7 of them because I was how serious I was about honing my craft and getting my game, even though I was just coaching in the summer. You see what I'm saying? Usually coaches that coach high school. They love me trying to get their meet and mingle. I mean, I came here to learn. I'm in there with a pen and a pad sitting front row, listening to Trent Johnson. Listen, he was coaching at LSU. Listening to him talk. at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here. You know what I mean? I'm paying my own money just going to coaching because that's how serious I was about the craft. And then when you saying that foundation was, and when people walk into that gym and they seen a young 25-year-old coaching 16 and 17, I ain't number 8 years older than some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm old school minded, so I demanded that when you walked in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I put that pressure on you to be like, man, look, sometimes, and it's sad to say this, and I hate having to be this way, but there's some people, all guys this. And I hate it gotta be that way.
Right.
I wish it was other ways.
Explain what you mean by that.
Like, see, we coming in from our neighborhood, right? And we put so much emphasis on this ball, on this football, this baseball. Like, man, how we gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna make it, so we throw everything into it. And some kids look, man, if I don't make it in ball, I go back home to what? Man, my mama working, she got 4 or 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? My dad, who knows? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no money for college. I'm scattering in that 2.2. You know, we take out a couple of my PEs. I might be at 180. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of PEs out. I'm on the board. You know, I need this scholarship. I need it. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every morning, I need this scholarship.
Yeah.
If not, guess what? It's to the block. It's to the all field. Which you can still make successful life in the all field and getting a regular job, but this is what I love to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if this don't happen, if this don't work out, then what? And that's the stuff we gotta start implementing other options.
I agree.
Cause I know a lot of kids, when you look at them in the field, man, that's, I was one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was one of them. When that didn't happen, then what? I'm looking like, man, I gotta try to get in school now, you know what I'm saying? Try to get in somebody's school. I wouldn't look in trade or X, Y, Z, I want the hoop.
Yeah.
That's it. I want the hoop. You know, and they got a lot of kids like that. You know what I'm saying? And what can we do with y'all, the high school coach? Cause y'all the last stop.
Hey, well, that's the question.
Y'all the last stop to the promise. Y'all the last XYZ to the top.
And I'm asking you, I'm asking for advice. You know, what would you do? Is you bringing some of those guys in that's not about ball, that's successful men from the community?
Yeah.
You bring them in?
Yeah, we gotta start bringing other entities around our kids. Let them know, look, the sports ain't gonna be all. He a good electrician, man. Look, he doing this good. He got his own business. This man here, a barber right here. He got his own business. This man here, a plumber. You know, Mr. Willie was a plumber to us our whole life, and that money took us all over the country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's other entities that we gotta show our kids that, man, look, it just don't happen, bro. It's not over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause when that junk ain't happening, you ain't sign that paper, you like, man, bro, what's next? You can't go to mom and be like, mama, man, I need $150,000 for school. You know what I'm saying? Who we go to? For y'all the last stop to be in high school, upper echelon, what we could put in, man, and be like, man, look, I know all 12 of y'all ain't on. I even tell my kids that I got 12, 13 of y'all, all y'all not going to play school. But I wish I had something other to help y'all, and I didn't.
But also, that's why I come back with the culture and the atmosphere of a team to let you know your worth.
Right.
Your worth is not in basketball. It's a vessel, so maybe get you some things that is easier than other people. Yes, but it's all about the coaching staff, the teachers around, the administration at the current school, the guidance council, letting the kid know that what their worth is.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, you can have a 2.5, 2.6. There are other avenues or ways to be successful. Not just
playing sports.
Yeah, not just playing sports.
Right.
And also as a community, we have to back those kids up and be celebrated.
Yeah.
Congratulated.
Yeah. Celebrate the electrician.
Yeah, exactly. We're not doing that enough.
No, we're not.
They don't feel good in a Facebook post or a Twitter post or something like that.
Yeah, my son made a B on his wood project, you know what I mean? Nobody posting that. You know what I'm saying? He made a bookshelf back there, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they got 30 buckets there, that's what we're talking about.
A lot of these things that people understand that your work ethic translates to so many other things. Maybe your A in calculus don't translate to something else.
Right.
All about, for me, I always think the kindness, work ethic, it goes so far, you know, and having being a person of high character, you know, and that can get those certain things, you know. And sports, I'm blessed to be. I was at a school where, you know, a lot of people didn't have to worry about.
Right. I worry about you over there, cuz. You got lobsters over there, cuz. Shit, lobsters. But I was missing breakfast. You know what I mean? Boy, I gotta get more 7:15, boy. I gotta get that breakfast sausage.
And being former athletes too, man, and what you're saying, like, you are who you are as a person. Y'all think it's funny how, like, I played with some guys who were lazy. You know what I'm saying? And now they're lazy in real life. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy how that's transitioned to.
Yeah, sports to do that, yeah.
Just like if you lazy in your calculus class, like you just a lazy person.
Right.
It ain't just the calculus class is tough or my job is tough. It's just you just not figuring it out.
Yeah, because some people got that extra boost too, like you're saying. You know what I mean? Like the hard work is gonna be hard work right. He go.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No matter what
And the person working hard, he gonna be the guy who was first in all the sprints. You know what I'm saying? 110s. He pretty much making a good living for himself, taking care of his family in the correct way.
Right, because he found another way to work hard.
Right.
Because anything you do, you're going to have to work hard.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you left to the side or behind, but you know, that's a good point you made, and we got to start doing something different too as a community whole, not just us as the coaches, you know what I mean? And that's another thing that we always talk about too, is that community backing. They ain't like it used to be. Them games be empty unless we playing each other or somebody that they know. Back in the day, man, you could just pick a schedule. Who playing tonight, man? HL, we got to get back there and just support. You know what I mean? And I mean support me like on the stand used to be, it just be right, it just be loud.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much criticism as it was to the coaches.
Yeah.
Especially when we got soul brothers, man in the mound. And that's something I'm about to ask y'all, man, how y'all feel, both of y'all have been standing up there at the head coach, man, and that criticism that coming on as coaches and then from the stands and everybody coaching now.
Right.
I mean, being in the head coach position, you're gonna hear a lot of voices, coming in that maybe not align with yours. Criticism for me, I invite it all because when you have mentors that warn you of certain things that's going to transpire, that it just rolls off. Of course, and also while you coaching, you still got to feed into your craft. When you talk to other coaches who build you up and uplift you, let you know what you're doing wrong. Of course, because you're not all you surround yourself with just yes men people. You're not gonna grow.
Right.
If you did something wrong, even if you probably won a game, hey man, you skated on thin ice with that. Or if you lost a game, hey, I thought what you did was right. The majority on the long run, that kind of thinking will be successful. Mm-hmm. So I mean that criticism will come with whatever job you have. Whether the head coach, teacher at a school, principal at a school, superintendent, a governor, president, whatever. Criticism comes. It's all about how you handle it.
Right.
The better man, better woman persevere through all of that.
Agreed.
How you feel, Buck?
I feel the same kind of way Brandon feel. It comes with territory. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always remember what we teaching our kids. Like everything ain't gonna be perfect. Everybody ain't gonna like exactly what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep pushing forward, doing your job at all times. And it got some guys like in the community, like Brandon said, like mentors that you listen to. That's the guys I take tough criticism for because I know it coming from a real spot. D always called me, hey man, look, you gotta do this. Not saying it like that, but you say, man, we need to do more of this. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's coming from a right place in his heart that he ain't really, just knocking me. He really want to see me, grow as a coach and become better. So it just comes with the territory, man. At one point I used to entertain, the crowd. Man, Coach Turner can't do this. Coach, man, I'm here for a reason. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you there for a reason. And you can't, if you let that stuff get to you, man, you're in the wrong spot.
I agree, man.
Not like we don't hear it.
Right. Yeah. No, you hear it.
You just said the game is gonna be as packed.
Right. So I'm gonna be as packed. Somebody hears a beat dropping.
I got the headset on. They tell me what kind of defense I need to be running up there. Come on, man.
The Chili's, man.
Chili's.
Well, you get mad when you stop bringing the Chili's out, man. Like, man, we gonna wait on this uniform and man.
You said it. I think a couple weeks ago. Your kids missing lanes. you get. I can't.
Right.
I understand. They have drills every day. This high school basketball, high school football. The kids should know how to get a hand off and hold the ball, catch the ball.
Right.
And you get mad at me. Let's get your kids some extra work. You know what I'm saying? That's what
one time she said, man, you gotta stop telling my kid to to do this and do that. I said, look at me, let me tell you something about your kid. Your kid been 7 levels, he getting cooked cream on the other end. And you mad at what I'm telling you? Cause the other thing about me, I'm gonna be a mirror. I'm gonna put the mirror up to him. You know what I mean? You gotta come tell me about your kid, and I'm gonna let you know, look, man, he out there missing layups, he missing assignment on defense, man. He can't slide people on his feet. But I love him, and we're gonna keep getting better. And that's what I want you to tell him, keep getting better. Keep growing, keep grinding, you know what I'm saying? Cause if LeBron can make it with the criticism and the media, social media era and all this, come on, man. You gotta, if you won't be that great, and I told him, I ain't saying he's gonna be LeBron, he can be LeCarn, but greatness is here. And you gotta take that criticism on the way up to being to where you wanna be. If you wanna be regular, man, shoot, they ain't criticizing regular people, you know what I mean? Once you clock in, your ball tell you go do what you gotta do, you have this business, get it right. But if you wanna be great at this, all that comes to criticism comes with being great, bro. So, and apparently, so we're gonna transition in, man, like I say. You had a good year, B, you know what I'm saying? You made the playoffs. You know, you made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You got your sandwich. You went down there and got your sandwich, but you made the playoffs. It's something that haven't been done in a couple of years at that school. You made the playoffs, bro, which is still to be celebrated. Minute, you know, it's a minute win, but it's to be celebrated, you know what I mean? And you went down to Liberty, man, and like I called you and I was applauding, man, you hell of a first half. You know, the game was over, I said, man, you coached a hell of a first half. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have enough to go the whole fight. But the first couple of rounds you started. So tell me about that playoff game. And your first playoff game as a head coach, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a different atmosphere. And congrats to Liberty. They got a Liberty Magnet. They got a great team. And I'll just come out there and just give them a fight. You know, and they was definitely taller than us, and they got a lot of skilled players, but my players fought. And I can tell you, some things go our way, we could have been even closer. But I really do appreciate how my boys played. But again, you know, more talented teams and a little bit skilled and they're bigger, it overwhelms you in the end. You know, if you're not shooting the lights out, you know, like the eventual champions did to beat
Liberty. Them boys missed 2 shots. Them boys missed 2 shots the whole game.
You have to, you know, have a night like against a team that's 8-9 deep with really skilled players. And, you know, like for myself and how we grew up, man, making a playoff is not enough. And with the constraints of the division we was in, you know, it kind of favors, you know, us making the playoffs a little bit more. So, you know, you can't really, you celebrate that, like you said, you know, as a little win, but you definitely feel that, a lot of those, like you said, 8 wins was there, that could have made it a little bit better. So, again, you always want to do better, and definitely small steps that increase over the years. You know, unfortunately, that opportunity didn't come, but I mean, you know, we got to hold what we have, you know.
And I applauded you for just being in there, you know what I'm saying?
Once you make the playoffs, do preparation changes, or you keep the course?
Are you off who you are?
I'm a coach that believes in that. I'm not about to watch every Liberty game. You know, of course, I'm gonna watch their last 3-4 games, see what they have. Definitely found a pattern in how they played, and we attacked that. But for the most part, we've got to teach what you do. You know, because if you know everything they're gonna do, but you not execute what you're doing, you're just helping another team out. So I'm a believer in getting your team better.
And you are who you are at that point. You are who you are at that point. Ain't no change. You 32 plus games in. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are at this point. You just try to limit what they do best and pad on your strengths. I'm gonna say at this point, both y'all played. You made the playoff too this year, Bucks. So how it felt for you? You know, you coming in, man. You took your team to the playoff after Ida. Don't sleep with Ida, cuz. Then being on that 3. That 3 got hit hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, Eastside of Homer did get hit hard. We still not in our school. So, with the circumstances that we went through, man, I definitely think it was a win making the playoffs. But at the end of the day, that's not the end goal for us. You know what I'm saying? Even last year, we thought we could have did way better than what we did. We tried to host a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody in the community on the east side of Homer to be at a playoff game, different atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But But it was definitely big for our kids. You know, we still a young team. We only had 8 seniors last year, so with them getting that exposure to play all 2 years in a row, playing against the Warren East and playing against the Edna Cars, you know what I'm saying? So that just experience for them. Once we do get in there, we know exactly what type of team we gotta be. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes springtime, spring and summer, no, winter conditioning, no. We know, man. My big boys, man. What are we doing?
Right.
We gotta get extra sets. 10 reps. I need you at 12.
Right.
10 ain't gonna get it.
No, 10 ain't gonna get it.
10 ain't gonna get it.
Nah.
I need you at 15, 20. Don't just do 10. I look at them. I'm sitting there counting. I say, how many of them Big Z?
Right.
Oh, there was 10. The coach was only. Oh, okay. I got you. Then we get back on that and do 5 more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just that psyche, bro. You have to be ready for that.
But 10 to get you pushed into the crowd.
You know what I'm saying? They seen it.
Right.
They seen it.
Right. And y'all played Easton, right?
And that was the most most talented team I've seen in my eyes.
Right.
Especially our coach against.
Right.
They were big, they were fast, they were strong. You know what I'm saying? They had it all. They had it all, man.
And like I was saying before, with the scheduling, it's good to see something like that.
Yeah.
And now you be like, oh, I thought I was here.
Right.
Oh, this how much I have to work. This how much I have to sacrifice to even be right there with these guys.
They here. I'm here, but they here.
It's funny, bro, because I was telling everybody, I'm like, man, I was telling you down there, man, we got a shot.
Yeah, I want you.
Because we was I thought we had a talented team. And maybe I was trying to, but I thought we had a talented team. And we ended up winning our last game to go into the playoffs, but it wasn't just to win that last game.
Right.
I seen my players come together.
Yeah.
You know, it was a 4-quarter game, and it took every last person on that team, from the bench warmers to the manager to the starters. Everybody, we had to come together and win that game.
Right, true.
You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm last second too.
Last quarterback went to my senior season. You know, so I thought, man, I'm like, oh man, we turned the corner. I think if we can get to the 4th quarter against Warren East, the pressure's on them.
Right.
That was the whole thing. Let's get to the 4th quarter.
Right.
Yeah, like that. You know? We didn't get to the 2nd quarter.
I was with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the boys 0-0 midway.
Yeah, I think they turned the ball around for it.
Yeah, refresh. I said, damn, what? 14 that quick, you don't think, but like you say, just getting to that atmosphere so the kids understand that if you want to achieve greatness, that's what it look like. That was the hard work it look
got
like.
so many kids, I'm gonna be honest, they got so many kids walking around, I just say my school.
Yeah, in the hallway.
Thinking
They like that.
they the best ever.
They like that.
What happened? Best ever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they like
What
that.
happened? You know, so it's just humbling. At the end of the day, it's a win for us. We gained that experience.
Right.
Let's see how that carries over.
To the
That's the big
offseason.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it carries over.
Man, with that saying said, man, boy, y'all played the playoffs, and you know what I'm saying, you come out the playoff B, you had a little thing with the school rather than not bringing it back. Which I'm gonna get to it first, you know how it hurt me. And I know you being a man you is, I love the way you did what you did, but I love the way how much the kids responded to you being there and you being their leader, bro. Like, it hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand that, you know, you're a little more smoother than me, and I always tell you that God made you a better man than me. I love the way when me and you talking, and that's not for everybody, for me and you, but the grace and the perseverance you did, bro, as, you know what I'm saying, over there until your time came. You know what I'm saying? Could you elaborate on it as much as you could? And, you know what I'm saying? How did you feel that day, you know, getting that news and they telling you, like, you know, we're gonna move forward?
It all dates back to something before, like, after college.
Right.
After college, I went and played basketball overseas.
Right.
So again,
I thought you were rich to that time.
No, this is the point in time where
we thought you were rich. We thought that nigga left. We thought he left and ain't come back. But we good here. We thought we were rich because he made it.
no, man. So as a basketball player, you know, and I wasn't viewed as good in the beginning.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, I got better.
I remember.
And state all-state team and stuff like that. Got a scholarship to Tulane.
Right.
Started when I first started. I started all the rest of my games. You know, always having success.
Right.
But then when I got overseas, you know, I got let go. Then the first week, got on another team, got let go. And I was mad about that.
Right.
That's how now I can go. I know how to handle it.
You know how to transition.
I know how to handle it.
Okay,
So
right.
so when the time happened, when you know, administration just said, you know, they was wanting to go other ways, you know, I took it with grace, man.
Right,
Thank you for the opportunity, I love it, you know.
You really did, bro.
And get an explanation and things like that. So I rolled with that.
Right,
you know, and of course I talk about my mom, the upbringing that we had.
Right.
I always view myself as a good teacher, so teaching always gonna happen. I mean, but as a coach, man, I appreciate it. And also the sad part about it is, you know, coaching 2 years, you only had 3 seniors before.
Right.
As a coach, man, you
want to
always have those seniors, man. You want to
and
that's the only tough part. It's not about it's about and my boys, my seniors. You know, even though I only coached that last year, I coached my seniors 1 year.
Right.
We close.
Right. Hell yeah.
We close.
Yeah.
So now maybe once a month we go out to eat. We hang out. Talk about things.
Right.
And that's what I want as a teacher to build relationships and always be like, hey, that's Mr. Brown right there. What's up? And I love that. I mean, even though coaching is not it's not the most profitable business, but all that comes with it. You know, because you're just a teacher and the coaching part is an add-on. And it comes with so much sacrifice. And that's what we don't talk about, the sacrifices that we make and our spouses make from when we at home stressing. Watching film all night. You know what I'm saying? Angry about a loss that you guys don't see, but they see. So our spouses really need to be celebrated for putting up with us. You know? And like, man, it's... For me, it's not just basketball. I'm passionate about basketball. My temperature around, my temper, my everything around. I play basketball, but once it's done, cool, I'm elected. You'll never get me off center. So, you know, always handle things with grace, and it is what it is. I'm here to serve, and if I can't serve here, I can serve somewhere else.
And I'm not just saying this because you right here, man. And I didn't grow up with you like Coach D did. But I knew of him, you know, I knew Brandon Brown in the community or whatever. I knew once they said, like, you know, Brandon Brown was let go, I said, man, he gonna be all right. That's my first, I said, I was kind of, I'm like, oh, it's shocking. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was doing a great job. One of the first things I said, his team played with a chip on his shoulder. You know, and they fragmented, and they supposed to. And I thought he was doing a great job over there. And but when I came back to my senses, I'm looking at him the way he carried himself. I'm like, man, Brandon will be all right.
Man.
I knew that for a fact.
Man, of course, things that people that support you are, of course, they're a little bit outraged about it, and it's a little bit unsettling for me too. But again, gotta handle things with grace.
You know,
and show you also you can't preach to your team perseverance. And now you in it. Now you gonna get all great. I'm not a hypocrite. Handle with grace and move on.
You did, brother. I was in uproar. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because I was so happy. You know what I mean? That he was in that position. You know what I mean? To do something that he wasn't even came here to do. You see what I'm saying? That's how God throw you places that you wouldn't even know he gonna sling you. B didn't come back now and coach no basketball. B was a teacher, which is an awesome math teacher. You know what I'm saying? That's what he came to do. But basketball and that coaching, he flowed into it gracefully. And he asked for it. He always called it, man, what you think? Always asking for advice. And I'd be so happy that he calling me and asking me, like, I'm like, you know, I'm not no big dog on the block like a Cornell or, you know, people that been coaching for years. And I'm just a part of we grew up, but I appreciate it so much that, man, what you see, bro? You like this, you like that. So I was so happy for him to even be for coaching and leading young men and doing something, because I know where we come from. You know what I'm saying? I know our background, and I know that leadership and perseverance was something we were taught in our house. And our parents always say, when we leaders, though we be leaders. You know what I mean? That was mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure everybody come home. If 5 of y'all leave, 5 of y'all better come back. Straight up. If 5 of y'all leave, 4 of y'all come back with 4 of you want. Come back here with 4 of you want. You know, and that's the mindset that we took to basketball. We was brothers. Like I said, I never went to high school, Brandon. You see what I'm saying? And people swear to God I was at school with them, but just how close I was being younger than them. You know what I'm saying? And I watched them and I maneuvered them when they was at Terrible. I couldn't wait to get done. I knew Larry was about to graduate. I won 24. That was my number. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait. I'm picking out numbers in the stands as a 9th grader. I'm like, man, this 99. They just lost to Eric. I'm like, we're getting 24. Larry gone. Larry graduated this year. I'm coming in next. That's my number. And that's just how much I was, and I watched the growth. I watched the Tulane. I'll tell you what, I thought Brandon was overseas, I thought he was rich.
Yeah.
I didn't know how overseas worked. I just knew he was playing professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, the bro, somebody finally,
That's
out of all of us,
podcast right now.
out of all of us, that somebody actually went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about it. One time, bro, I'm younger than them, but it's like 20 of us. Them boys on Smith Lane every day. I'm the young boy watching them play spades, dribbling the basketball, going by Wayne Junior house hooping. You know what I'm saying? All that sitting in that yard, man, somebody actually done something with it.
Right.
And we were so excited about it. You know what I'm saying? So when he came to the field of coaching, that's the same way I felt when he signed the deal to go overseas. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
So when that, you know what I'm saying, seeing his progress of his coaching from girls to boys, and then that happening, that situation happened, I called. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, mad. But people were like, I'm good, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I was like, okay, you good, I'm good, but I ain't good. You know what I'm saying? But that's the pride that I have of him, because he always been my man, cool, calm, and collect. You know what I mean? So I applaud you for how you handled that with Grace, though, people.
With Grace.
Yeah. We're talking about that thing with Grace.
I'm gonna try.
And you know, you were going on to how you came into it. How you came into it. Like.
So again, like how I came into basketball was by happenstance. I'm this tall dude at my friend Jacob Vidro's house, shooting ball. Shout out, to Vidro. Playing ball, and he said, "Hey, you want to be on my team?" I'm like, look, I'm this dude who loves going to Blockbuster, renting movies, sitting back, watching movies all day, And now because I'm using me for my height. All right, I'll play. Did all right because I'm tall, and got on the 8th grade team. Me and Ellis Carter, my boy, shout out to him. It was trash. It was trash. Look, all these good 8th graders have now, they're probably thinking I'm trash. End of the bench, but guess what? I won a team. I didn't care. On a team.
At that moment, I was the fellow.
I was in high when you score a point, your name come on the team. I don't care. That one was by itself. I scored it. What's up?
You gonna see the screen in the morning.
So, played my 8th grade year, trash. Oklahoma was amazing.
Right.
Bro, hell up, bro. Oklahoma was amazing.
Right.
I was dunking everything. 8th grade, bro, that's traumatized.
Right, for a little kid.
Dunking your face. They don't celebrate, they get right back on that ball. Dunking again. Oh man, that was elite. Y'all still got a squad after all these years, man. But look, 9th grade year, didn't play because of grades. 10th grade, didn't play because of grades. So only for me, for basketball, happened my junior year and senior year. Luckily, I'm a Willie Coleman that got me into AAU program, playing ball, and I got better, man. Not because I wanted to, because they made me. A lot of kids they have a certain talent. It's on them. Coach then didn't let know. Oh, I have to practice, hard practice. Y'all don't know how Coach Neal did it with them 3 hours, 4 hour practices.
I don't know how I need it, bro.
To write him up for that,
Definitely would have
And 4 hours might be cutting it short. It was some long practices. And I think I get to go home. No. I gotta stay with them and do all these extra things. And I didn't want to. I want to go with my friends and hang out with them. And how I'm gonna get home? Because I bring it home. So now I'm forced to drop stuff here, jump shot here. And I didn't appreciate that. Because I wanted to be with my friends. But as I got better from all those individual workouts, now I can appreciate it. So I got into that because of, again, Leroy Vidros, Willie Coleman, David Neal, Brown Douglas helped me to get to where I'm at with a scholarship tutor. Played there, started a long time. Again, now we getting into playing overseas. Lucked into that. You know what I'm saying? Final Fours in New Orleans. I remember my agent Chris Warren called. How you got my number? Don't know. I'm an agent, blah, blah, blah. Can we meet at this hotel? All right. I catch the trot out the new
NCAA rule.
So now I signed with an agent. you know. I didn't seek it out. I didn't get it, you know. And boom, I go to my first job was to go to Finland, sign the contract and everything. Didn't go. I wanted to make my mom proud and finish my degree. So I stayed on the first half at Tulane, got everything necessary for me to graduate, but I stayed also another semester, so I was able to get another degree, with my sociology degree, and then I was able to sign to go to Poland, and play. I'm not about to tell the whole story of all that, but just know that, look, I got cut in 3-4 different places. So I was angry about that, and like you said, that you thought I was rich, but I wasn't. I was poor as can be. Even living with my mom, I was poor. Holes in the shoes, playing basketball. All these things, but I didn't let that distract me from my goal of to be successful. I maintained all that, and was able to lead the league in rebounds and points. Able to go to Greece. Unfortunately, I didn't get paid, so I left them and went home, ready to be done with basketball. But fell into some other things, and I was able to get a different agent who got me other jobs. I was successful, and with financially and certain things that built me up for the life I have now. And I say that to say this, that I fell into basketball. I fell into teaching because after I got back from Italy from playing, I was substitute teaching over at Evergreen, and I thought that would maybe talking about teaching how hard it is, hey man, it seems pretty easy to me, But then in the following summer, I went to Legion Park and asked can I sub there, and the lady called me in and was like, hey, but you want to be a full-time, math teacher, and I was like, why not? And again, it was a struggle. I learned that why they say teaching is a hard profession because it's extremely difficult to corral all those personalities while helping them learn so many disciplines in the areas of mathematics and then now coaching, man. I like the substitute teaching. I fell into assistant coaching job. Coach Jawasi Coleman offered me to come, help his staff with the girls. I promptly turned it down. There's no way I can, as a large black man, go into the rich white or Vanderbilt school. I had those inside prejudices about it, and again, I love every girl that I've coached there at Vanderbilt because they changed my personality. They were so kind, so uplifting to me. Every time I see them, it's family, But now, assistant coach to head coach, it is extremely difficult, with the stress, with the time consuming. There's not enough hours in the day to get what you want out of it, And
like you said, y'all coaching to y'all getting on the road 9, 10 o'clock at night, coming home, and you gotta watch film and be a husband and be a father. You know what I mean? Both of y'all coming home to being fathers and husbands. Now you stressing off a law, fuck you. So how that, like he say falling into coach, he falling into basketball. But you, how your route to being a coach and what you just thought like, as soon as you finished playing that nickel after you ran that last 38 blast, you knew graduating I was going coaching.
I knew in high school I was going to end up probably coaching.
Because
it just seemed to me like I go back to my TBR days playing bitty basketball or youth football. I was always like the leader of the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm always getting the guys going like, hey man, come on, we got 2 more, let's push it. Now, and that carried me to high school. Then bring me to Nichols. At one point, man, I thought I was going to make it. I'm going to be honest.
You thought you wanted to leave?
Man,
but they had you at DB. That's when they messed up at you. That's when they had you out of position. You thought you was locked down corner at one time.
But I actually was pretty good at DB, bro. I don't know why you're doing me, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. But I was able to move back and running back in that year. I had an all-conference year. I did pretty good. Going into that spring, I took my knee up. And that time, it kind of brought me back because I had my child at the time. And,
Right, bro.
I had Jesse Turner III, and when I was playing ball, when I was healthy, I was kind of like neglecting him. And I wasn't neglecting him, no, but I wasn't. I was so focused on ball because I'm practicing, I'm doing extra work. I come home, I'm tired, so he crying, hey, get him. You know what I'm saying? Tell his mama get him or whatever. But at that time, as I got injured, I thought about what really matters in life. You know what I'm saying? I got this kid who bears my name. You know what I'm saying? And I'm barely spending time. Now I'm forced to spend time with him because my leg in the brace and he on my shoulder 24/7. You know what I'm saying? And that time I did a lot of thinking and I'm like, man, I know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting my degree. I'm gonna finish ball. I'm gonna come back stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going coach.
Right.
I gotta coach. I gotta be a running game. You know what I'm saying? Because that NFL. It started fogging up a little bit. It started fogging up a little bit. My dad was mad at me. I ain't do pro day.
Right.
Because I ended up coming back. I actually had a decent senior year. You know, I had about 60 catches. You know, 60 catches. You know, did my thing, but I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what God had called me to do. You know what I'm saying? And he put me at Ellensburg, the community that I went to high school in, and those kids need more of us. You know what I'm saying? They need more of us to lead and guide them and let them know that you can be successful coming out of I'm telling you, one guy I look up to, man, I'm telling you, Jacoby Robinson, we had him on last time. If you know where he came from and see what he's doing right now, not with that team. I'm not talking about his team. I'm talking about with his family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What he's doing with his family and changing the whole narrative. That's what it's about.
I love
because if you look at it, you know, and you talking about teaching, more than coaching, more than teaching.
Don't gloss over how when you talk about what he went through. Rob, I mean, most men couldn't.
Couldn't
go through it.
You know, you don't pull the beat up. Like what I told you.
I mean, and look, I went to Turbone. And I'm on camera. I'm the biggest out of the head. But you gotta love what those girls do. And what Coach Rob do. And again, I know myself, but handling the death of my brother. There's no way I could do what he do. Experience all that he had in his family. And he do it with such great he's so humble. And I put my Turbone pride aside. I am so happy for him. And telling the girls and I'm in awe at what we've done. He made coaching seem so easy. He went to the pinnacle in his first year. When it is a difficult job. I mean, especially the Hurricane, how did that make it any more easier? So I mean, man, I hate to cut you off.
Man. You were good, man. You did good.
Such an awesome thing.
It's definitely, that was worthy of, cutting you off like that because you're right. You know, and one thing about Coach Robinson, he's consistent. And we talked about that a lot throughout the show. He is who he is no matter where he's at. And I love that.
Character.
You know what I'm saying?
One character.
Right. You can't ask for no more than that.
I love him, bro. I love Coach Robinson. Like I always tell him, bro, the man you are, bro, and you're younger than me, I take some game from you. And I'm able to say that as being older than you, as your elder statesman, you know what I'm saying? I take some game from you. And I like how you maneuver and move, because I know I couldn't have done some of the moves you made and still be able to stand tall. When I won that state championship after everything I went through the season, I jumped on the score table. I took my shirt off, crying. You know what I'm saying? But he just took it. All he did was held the jersey off and he walked smooth with it. I'm on there crying on top of the scores table. Like they always telling me, boy, you be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, but talking, brother, like you said something about your brother, man, and since we on that subject, man, like we all lost a brother sitting up here. You know what I'm saying? We all lost a brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all to senseless violence, minds to sickness. You know what I mean? And it's being mentally tough to still get up every day and get on this grind, knowing that Mom Deuce may be a little hurt off. You know what I'm saying? I see him sometimes when I'm maneuvering and doing how proud he'll be of me walking around. You know what I mean? I always think about that. You know what I mean? And all of us lost that. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with you, but how you go on and how you keep maneuvering and keeping the name moving like it's supposed to. think about that. But how you feel, losing that brother, man, and losing Rock, R.P.J. Rock, man, Jared,
Right. So it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? You go to family functions and somebody's not there, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, me coaching football, Ellendon.
Right.
I coach my brother, I was fortunate enough to coach him.
Right.
And how much passion and pride he played with. He was that too as a supporter.
Right.
And now that I'm the head coach, I know right now he be calling me after every game, he be calling me Thursday, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure the boy ready. He'll get him my stuff too. Like, you gotta get him. What are you doing out there? It's not easy, but it's not easy. But when you look at your kid's face, like when you go in the locker room, you look at your kid, some of them kids, I kind of see my little brother. And knowing the stuff that I wanted to do while my brother was here, I don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, it's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to say, man. But I take advantage of every second that I have with the boys in the locker room because, man, life is short. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to have the best experience they can have, living in this world, and it's just man, you go ahead.
No. I definitely can follow that. I'm smiling, but I definitely understand every word you didn't say. Because the loss of a loved one, especially a little brother, is difficult. So I don't understand how I can't feel what my mom feels, because I lost my brother 3 years ago, about to be 4. It hasn't gotten better.
Right.
It made me stronger.
Right.
But I don't want to say fake, but it made me put on this face where I am stronger.
Right.
But I'm going to show you, hey, I'm strong.
Right.
You don't see me 10 minutes ago when I was
trying to get it together.
It's really, really, really painful.
Right.
But you fall in love with the pain. But you know it's a bad place you shouldn't be.
Right.
But you fall in love with that pain, that sorrow, that place where you're crying. And because when you're at a happy place, how can you be happy when your brother got killed and you wasn't there? And to help him and to even be in the hospital, you were sleeping, in the suburbs and all that stuff. When your brother going through it. So I'm being honest, I'm on more than a coach. I'm not good. Probably need some counseling. You probably all need some counseling. It's not good for me. I'm definitely not over it. I don't see how my mom can handle everything with grace. And maybe she's put on faith. I'm a mess. But I can still just like my mom, what I'm saying? Get up every day and go out there in the world and feed into other people when, there is a disconnect with the loss of a loved one. And how we can navigate through more than a coach that we need, us as black men can handle tragic situations with counseling, with talking to people, getting it all out. Because when we keep it in, bottled up, it eats at us, and it don't hurt the people that we don't know. It hurt the people that we do know and we're closer to. And we need to have some outlets to different resources to help us. Because even as me, I speak with grace. I speak with just maturity. But Lord, like this part, I am a mess.
Let me tell you another tough part about it before you go detour. Another tough part, we all as coaches, what I'm saying? So we all leaders. So that means we some type of leaders in our family. And everybody look at you to hold it up. Man, that is so hard.
That's hard to do, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably the toughest thing. It's just like when my brother died, it was during football season, before. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta think triple that, but I was with you. And we was in on vacation together. Just in the water.
Exactly. The toughest thing was because I knew I had to to get the elephant out of the room when I came back to my team in LA. The toughest thing was I gotta stand up to these kids. Show them that coach is strong.
Yeah, I got
coach gonna keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the world about. We can't let stuff just drag us down, even though I'm broken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right after, I'm like, Coach Nixon, man, get him on the side of the stretch, and I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
You know what I'm saying? And if you had a camera in the bathroom, you would think, man, Coach, something wrong with Coach. Coach, go home. You know what I'm saying? But that's the hard part. Putting on, like he said, being fake, putting that arm on, that fake arm on, man. It's not easy, and you gotta, like I said, you gotta go in that locker room every time, and you gotta talk to young men. And we lost little brothers. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go talk to young men, and a lot of times you seeing your little brothers.
And a lot of them young men.
Yeah, and a lot of them young men, bro. And that's not easy. But at the end of the day, you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing. As a broken man, you gotta keep pushing, because not only do we have our athletes looking at us, we got sons, you know what I'm saying? You got kids. That's why everywhere you go, anyway, when I was at LA, you go in my classroom, you go in my PE locker room, you go in my head coach office, I got a picture of my kids right there to remind me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta keep pushing for them. Because they don't understand. They don't understand.
No, they don't see it because they young. They little pups. They don't understand.
They don't need daddy broken.
Yeah,
I gotta do it.
You Superman.
I'm Superman.
So, when you do Superman lose his cape and I can't put that uniform on no more. How the little man gonna look at me, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing about that, I coached both of them. I was around both of them since they was kids, you know what I mean? And when that happened, to both of them, that hurt me, you know what I mean? Because I know what it did to y'all and y'all families, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all was different because it was senseless violence. You know what I'm saying? My brother died from a sickness, but y'all both knew my brother that, my brother was in his wheelchair since he was 12 years old. But he was a G with it, you know what I mean? He could maneuver and roll that wheelchair anywhere he want. He went to Southern, you know what I'm saying? Everybody no chair. Everybody no chair in the wheelchair, you know what I'm saying? Because upcoming upbringing, we never teach you with no handicap. We tease you, we beat you up, you got around bopping you. We didn't treat you like that, you know what I'm saying? So when he came around, he was maneuvered, he was mature, he was trained, already know, man, you gotta be you no matter where you went. So when he went off to college, it wasn't no word. I didn't think, man, I hope my brother okay. Man, I hope they treating him right now. I know my brother could stomp with big dogs, because that's just how he was trained and raised living in that house. And you know one thing about it. On Barker Street, that was a madhouse. You know, everybody stayed there, everybody came there, everybody chilled there, everybody slept there. That's just how our house was with my mama. You know, Brandon can tell you. You know what I'm saying? When they came to the spot of love, you could be on the sofa, you could be laying down, we fighting over the phone in high school, you know what I'm saying? It's just how it was at my crib, you feel me? That's just how it was, because my mom was just like that, you know what I mean? We fighting over one phone, you know, somebody back there, we come with the whip, whoosh, you been taking too long, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pass the phone, you know what I mean? So my brother seeing all of this, because I'm the oldest, so my brother seeing all of this, you know what I'm saying? He's seeing how we maneuvering, so when he passed in 2014, I'm at work, coming over the overpass. You know, my auntie called me, because they know, like, out of my family, emotionally, I'm probably the weakest. My sister good, my mama good. Emotionally, he messed up. We gotta give him the news last. We gotta give it to him on a plate, because we don't even know what he gonna do once he get it. You see what I'm saying? I'm on the overpass, coming from east to west. My auntie called me, she said, man, what you doing? I said, man, I'm going to the west side, I'm off lunch. She said, man, I want to tell you, your brother just died. So I had to pull into the mobile station across from Bryson, and I walk over there to where I'm way over outside the hospital right now on the ground. My man to come pick me up. Said, baby, something wrong with you? You know what I mean? Just to know, like, damn, I just talked to him that morning. He said he was going through surgery, bad. It happened. And like I said, another thing, we don't really talk about it, but we don't get it off. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like I said, man, how your mental is. Like, I might call you and say, man, what your mental on, man? Like, what you checking in on right now? You know what I'm saying? Because we all fight some type of demon inside that we're going to sit down and talk to. So I wasn't even going to bring when Brandon said brother pad. I'm looking at the panel like we all lost a brother. You know what I'm saying? We all went through that trauma. We watched our mom have to sit there and bury a child. You know what I'm saying? And she never thought that she was going to ever have to bury. You know what I'm saying? My mom and my brother was like this. Because that was her baby. He was the sickest one. She had to be with him most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, my mom at the hospital, we in there raising us. It's me and my sister. I'm there by myself. So guess what? You better make sure you turn eating. You better make sure your brother dialysis good. Take them bags off him. You know what I'm saying? Go do this. You know what I'm saying? Every time you got to give your brother a catheter. I'm a boy to a boy, you gotta give him this category. You know what I'm saying? My brother probably about 5 or 6. I'm 4 years older, so I'm 10 giving him a category. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. At that time when family was family. So you did what you had to do. I ain't look at him like I gotta touch his man and give him that. Nah, it's my brother, he need that done. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, when that passed, I said, man, that was a soldier. You know what I'm saying? He killed me, bro. Now I'm in there going crazy. My mom and my sister understood because they was there every step of the way. You know what I mean? So when, like I said, when Roddy went and Rock went, all that affected me. Like, man, I was around them boys since they was babies. You know what I'm saying? I watched them mature. I liked it because both of them was kind of one of the same. Both sight, both well loved by everybody. When they walk in the room, man, you gonna know Roddy in there. He walk in the room, you gonna know Rock in there because they loud. They talking a lot about nothing because they swear they all right. They ain't never wrong. They know all the sports and all that, but and the crazy thing is we gotta find places and it's okay to tell our young boys. That's why I really got to tell our kids that we coaching, man. It's okay to go through something and come holler at me. It's okay to sit here and cry, because I'm going to cry with you. It's okay to struggle, because I'm going to struggle with you. You know what I mean? And that's the message that we can have for actually losing somebody that we love to implement into our young cats to let them like, it's okay. If you're going through something, man, come holler at me. Nothing big or no small, because I done been through it all. You know what I'm saying? You need to cry, man. We'll go in the back and cry together.
And to sidestep what you're saying, because we all gonna be here crying and saying that you know, with the incident that happened at Vanderbilt, you know, to one of my young players, Rob Sandow, that these imprints in life, these things that happen to young black men, most people see as, you know, a moment of some stupidity. But these are imprints that last for a lifetime. And even if it's a loss of a loved one, you know, someone doing a racist act, or you have to defend a racist act, those are things that you never forget. That you never forget. You know? And I can remember, as being a 40-year-old right now, I can remember all my racist moments that happened to me. You know, and for me being the head coach of, you know, individual that went through something that happened, you know, went viral nationwide, it was strange. You know, because of all everything that happened to me. Now we have this. Now we have some information coming out where it said, hey, don't speak on this, don't do that, don't that. It's being handled. And for me, I felt that as a black man, as a coach, I dropped the ball. Because I listened. You know, after all that happened, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom, I listened to the email. And it's eating me up to feel that I had an opportunity to address this. And I didn't. Because this happened. And I feel that all I've been taught, all I've been groomed to be in a situation, I dropped the ball. You know,
you say you should have pulled young boy in and
I should have pulled everybody in.
All the soldiers and all, all the kings and queens and give them some knowledge of game about.
But I was informed, hey, it's being handled. Don't speak on this. All administration, all faculty.
Let it go. Let it do what it is.
It's a gag order. I'm gag order. You know,
I
listen. You know, I'm a strict. I listen to rules. I think as a moment that should have been handled, because I understand there are imprints in life that should be addressed, and I didn't address it. So again, I'm planning on this podcast. I dropped the ball. I didn't address it at all.
So you never put a young boy in ever and have a conversation with them?
I did not. You know, and I let the powers that be handle the situation, because again, everything that went happen with me. I'm in my own little world. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, handle that. You know, I ain't a coach, but again, you be in relationships with kids.
You got nothing but man.
That don't even phase. So I dropped the ball.
I think I told you about that. I called you and said, I would have ran through the hallways pulling the troops together. I think I told you that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm putting girls and boys, let them know, man, we kings and queens. And that type of disrespect is not allowed. Because we want you to be walking with your head up, your chest out. I'm trying to get that same job. I'm trying to get the same opportunity. You know what I mean? And I know everybody ain't feeling the same way, but that one moment, that little 13-second incident could have changed some narratives forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for the young boy. You know what I mean? Just to let him know, man, look good, bro. You a king, and you move as such. You a queen, and you move as such. You know what I mean? And you gotta be a real man to understand that you dropped the ball on a good opportunity. And I respect you when you saying that. Admitting that you dropped the ball on an opportunity to teach. You know what I'm saying?
That's what coaching is built for. That's what the coaching is built for.
Right.
And I let a situation affect another situation when it could have uplifted so much.
Right.
So much.
Yeah, I applaud you for even saying
and these are certain things you have to live with, because you have to understand that certain downfalls can bring you back up from another opportunity.
But let me say, we're gonna move on from that, man. What's next? What's next with Coach, man? You still want to get in the game and lead and coach the young kids? Do you want to get back on that sideline and call motion? What you want to get in that game and So what's the future for Coach Brown, man? Because once you that coach, that's for life.
Of course.
That title don't leave. You ain't Mr. Brown no more. You Coach Brown. You
Mr. Brown.
You Mr. Brown. No, you Coach Brown. So what's next, man? Before we get out, man, what's next for Coach, man?
Teaching wise, I have a lot of opportunities before basketball. I think
Do you want to stay around the game?
Yeah, I'll be joining Turbone coaching staff.
Okay. First, we're gonna drop it off. Okay, then we're gonna buy that. He coming home. First out of the press, he coming home, man. So
I'll be definitely, helping Coach Williams in the
Coach
staff.
Williams, man, definitely, man.
Good dude.
Yeah, definitely.
We share so many, we're like-minded individuals that I don't mind. Again, you go from head coaching to serving.
No.
Again, I'm that person that can do that with grace. Definitely had some head coaching opportunities, and definitely shout out to the people who offered me that. And I am humbled enough to be grateful and appreciative. Yeah, but again, like you were saying before, there's just so many individuals that you can relate to, that you can empower, to move to go to a higher place. And I know that while teaching at Legion Park, teaching at South Down, I'll have an opportunity to see, people that like me, that I can pour into, to overcome hurdles, overcome obstacles, to go through perseverance and come out a better person.
Well, definitely.
With the opportunity I did have, those people already had some things lined up for me.
Okay.
So now I can to feel more, not in a way of ego, but just to be a person in their life that can point them in the right direction.
Right. Man, I'm glad to have you, B, man. Appreciate you. What you got, Buck? You got something?
No, man, I thought he was going to come and join the staff at Element, man.
He coming home, man. He coming home, man. You know what I mean? You got something, Buck?
No, bro, just, I'm happy for Brandon, man.
Definitely, man.
Great guy, great coach, great man.
Love D, bro. Love D.
And he's not a guest on this show, man. We got to call it, man. You come on the show more than once, man. You at home, man.
Yeah, man.
This family,
Second time.
Second time. When you call it out, you see, we didn't get renewed for second season.
That's because, guys, I like what y'all doing. Again, running the coach, and you address so much things about with the parents, with the players, coaches.
People don't see and know.
You call things out, man. A lot of people think coaching is easy. Coaching is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. Teaching is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. You guys go full forth at that, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, man.
Grateful for the opportunity to come back and talk.
Yeah, man.
Crazy circumstances.
Yeah, man. What we wanted, but
and I want to address this. I know it's not about coaching.
Right.
Suffer the loss of a brother. Suffer the loss of a brother. Suffer the loss of a brother. Us as black men, we need to have an outlet. We can't keep keeping things in. Because right now, I'm looking right in the camera. certain days I'm a mess.
Right.
You know, but I can get up every day and go do my job, multiple jobs, and be looking good. You know, like I have it all together.
Right.
But it eats at you, and it don't affect Tom and Susie over there.
Right.
It affects the people that we love.
Right.
And those of you who are going through certain things need to seek some kind of outlet, assistance, something, you know, that can get that off of us.
And this will
because, and I'm saying this from a point where I'm asking you to do these things that I haven't done.
Right.
You know, and it's these guys have empowered me with the words you guys saying to say these things. That me at the loss of my brother.
Right.
And coming from people that was at the scene of my brother passed, my brother saying, help me.
Right. The trauma.
And I'm a big brother, and I wasn't there.
Right.
And again, I'm the last person to know.
Right.
And it eats at me each and every day.
Right.
So coaching, teaching, all these things, we want to make sure we're being a good thing to our society. That we can uplift people, uplift black men, uplift black women, uplift everybody to certain points that we can get through certain things. So don't hold it all together. Because just like we think that we are in a profession that we have it all together, we don't. You know what I'm saying? That those people that say they do have it all together, they're lying. You know, and we're able to come on this podcast
and get some
speak, joke around, and we're at a point in so much trauma that we got to get through.
It felt good to get, you know what I'm saying, to get some saying on, you know, because you never know, dog. When the last time that subject was even touched on, because we try to push it to the side. So, you know what I mean?
So much.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, bro. So till next time, man, I want to thank Coach Brown again, man. Mr. Brown, I didn't want to be called, but he coached to us, and he'll ever be coached to me.
Family, man.
You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all, bro. Till next time.
More than the coach, man.
Shout out to the cameraman.
We had production, man. We had upgraded production, man. We got Cam, man.
Shout out to my Timberwood winning the championship.
Oh, man. Cut!